Hello, my duckies. Welcome back to the Boston Nation. I'm Bassy Love. Who you hate? We're back here with another deck profile. The Lunalights finally got their Colado Chicken, them Crimson Fox. So we're going to see how they're going to do in this new format. Right here is a friend of mine who's done pretty well for himself. Always doing good decks, helping the community, giving the food to the hungry and feeding the needy. The hands to the air, waving like just don't care. Let's get shit started.
All right. So in a basic Lunalight deck profile, I'll try to explain. It's a fusion-based deck. It's a better turn 2 deck. It OTKs a lot if you get it off right. So you have to play 3 sheep. You can either discard it from your hand out of polymerization, or you can discard it from your hand, which I don't use a lot, to add a Lunalight monster from your grave to your hand. If she's used as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you get to add the other fusion material back to your hand. So it's a good poly engine. You play 3 butterflies.
Here comes the boy.
Butterfly has 2 effects. You send her from your hand, I believe it is, your hand or field face up to the grave to boost the Lunalight you target by 1,000 points. And if it's in your grave, you banish it to summon a Lunalight from your hand. Special summon.
Okay.
Another one that I like to play at 3 is Lunalight White Rabbit.
I hate her.
When Lunalight White Rabbit is summoned, you can special any Lunalight in your grave, in defense position, however. And for every other Lunalight card you control except for her, you can target a number of spells and traps on your opponent's field and send them back to him.
Yep. So good.
A monster you're going to special summon a lot is Blue Cat. When she's special summoned, you get to double the attack of a Lunalight monster. I believe it's the original attack as well. Yeah, you double the original attack until the end of the turn. You can only use that effect once per turn, but if this card dies, you get to special a Lunalight monster from your deck. So if you're trying to grind out and this dies, you can summon another one to summon another one.
Okay.
Boy.
Now I'm going to explain some of the new support they got in Circuit Break. They got 2 new monsters, one of them being Lunalight Crimson Fox. Lunalight Crimson Fox.
Can't see that. There you go.
If this monster is sent to the grave by a card effect, whether it be polymerization, like any card that makes you discard, and the next monster I'll explain in a second, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and make its attack 0 to the end of the turn. It really helps OTKing, and if you're struggling to get over a big monster.
Oh shit.
Also, if this card's in the grave and an effect activates that targets any of your Lunalight monsters, you can banish it from the grave, negate the activation, but both players gain 1,000 life points. So it's not that bad.
She be targeted?
Now this is like
The best card.
the best card in the deck. Lunalight Colado Chick. Once per turn, you can send a Lunalight from your deck or your extra deck. So if you think you can OTK for double attack, send this. If you have a cat in hand, banish it, special to cat. Or if you want to go straight into a bigger fusion, just send any one of your Lunalight fusions. And if you use it as a fusion summon, it becomes the name of the monster you send. Also, if this card is sent to the grave by a card effect, being polymerization, which you should use it for, you get to add the poly back to your hand, so you can fusion a lot more than before this deck we got these 2 cards.
Yeah.
You can only use that effect once per turn, however. And on a monster that's coming up really soon, if this card is banished, you can activate the effect of this card. Your opponent's cards or effects can't be activated during the battle phase, so it's kind of like a lightning during the battle phase.
Yep.
This thing. Lunalight Tiger, it's a good card. I run it 3. It's pendulum effect. Once per turn, you target a Lunalight monster.
Oh yeah, you're reading. My bad.
You can target a Lunalight in your grave, preferably a target cat for its destruction effect. To special it, its effect's negated and it can't attack. But since it goes to the graveyard anyway, you still get the effect of when it dies.
Alright.
And it's a monster effect. I believe it says when this card is destroyed by battle of card effect, target a Lunalight in the grave and special summon it. You can only use that effect once per turn.
It's like your Monster Born card.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And the one that banishes from grave or field is Wolf. Its pendulum effect says you can fusion summon any Lunalight fusion monster by banishing materials on your field or your grave, so either or, which activates this effect in turn to fusion summon any Lunalight fusion monster. Also, it's a monster effect. If this is on field, it helps you push for game.
Yeah.
If all the Lunalights you do piercing as a sub.
Benefits.
The last monster is just King of Swamp, extra Polyxer. And fusion material substitute.
True. Wouldn't it be better if you could just pendulum summon them? It'd make life so much easier.
Most of them are level 4, not
Yeah.
all of them. Well, I think actually the only blue cats are level 4, along with Kaleido Chick and Crimson Fox, but you normally don't pendulum summon unless you can OTK. Like, it's easy to OTK with pendulum summon.
Yeah.
You have to play 3 fire formations.
Of course.
It helps you
Mandatory.
search out Cat, it helps you search out Kaleido Chick, and it helps you search out Crimson Fox. And all your Beast Warriors get 100 attack. And basic Lunalight card. You play 2 Lunalight Perfumes, has 2 effects. You can target a Lunalight in your grave, special it. Its second effect, if you banish it, you discard a card from your hand to add any Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand.
Why 2 when I usually see most people running 3?
I only run 2 because if I brick too many first turn or second turn, I can't use them. And most of the time I have only the cards I need to get me a potential game.
Okay.
And two's my number.
Okay.
I don't play a lot of 3s unless it's necessary.
This is one of those mandatory cards.
My next 2 is Fusion Recycling Plant.
Of course.
You fuse too much in this deck, so why not benefit from it?
Yeah.
So if I fuse with a Kaleido Chick, I'll add the Poly, and if I happen to fuse with a Sheep at the same time, so I fuse with these 2. Sheep will give me Kaleido Chick. Kaleido Chick will give me the Poly, and on the end phase I'll get the Sheep back for another fusion next turn.
That's what's up.
You understand that?
3 Poly. You have to.
It's mandatory.
2
terraformings, just to search these out.
I told you, effective Kaleido.
2 allures.
It's like, okay, I said battlefield.
1 pot of acquisitiveness. A lot of people don't run this, but
Yeah.
I do. It gives you a free send, like 3 banish back to deck, shuffle and draw a card. It can help you out. 1 dark hole just for destruction.
Yeah, of course.
And the card I run that's different from a lot of Lunalight decks, in my opinion, is Mass Change 2.
Ooh.
Because it can give me a good turn 1 into Dark Wall. Because Lunalights benefit going second, but if the opponent chooses you to go first and you draw this with any Lunalight monster besides Tiger and Wolf, you're fine. You make Dark Wall and you pass.
Okay.
And I only run 1 trap. I was thinking about running that Lunalight trap, but it didn't fit for me. I didn't like it.
What's
you only
the
need to run Sunlight.
Haha. Can't go wrong with that.
On the extra deck,
Busted, have to.
the extra deck is kind of a basic Lunalight extra deck. 3 cats.
Of course.
Can't be destroyed by battle. Its other effect, you contribute a Lunalight monster on the field. It can swing at all the monsters they control. The first time they attack, it doesn't die. And whenever this monster declares an attack, you inflict 100 points of damage.
Okay.
Mini burn.
Mini burns.
Panther Dancer's kind of the same as Cat. This one can be destroyed by battle, but it cannot be destroyed by card effects. The effect is the same, but you don't need to tribute a monster. And whenever it kills a monster by battle, using its effect to attack them all, it gains 200 extra attack points. And I think that's all for this one. Yeah, just until the end of the turn, though. And then the boss monster, even though you mainly go into this, is Leo Dancer. Can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. You can attack twice. If it battles a monster successfully, you can destroy all special summon monsters on the end of the damage step. So, like, on your opponent's side of the field, not yours. So
Blow
you'll
up.
be 2 Dark Claws, because Dark Claw.
There's Dark Claw.
1 Starving Venom.
Of course.
If your opponent has a good monster you want to copy, just use that. I use 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist King just to set my fire formations.
Isn't he the one that cloaks your opponent's field, right?
Yeah, his other effect, he negates every type of monster except for Beast Warriors to the end of turn. I run Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon.
Of course, you gotta get that burn.
The one reason I run it, and the one reason alone, if you happen to use Perfume to special this, and poly into another Lunalight Cat, and your opponent has Beals, you overlay, and the next turn they activate effect, it'll be burn loop until they get damaged. I did this to someone the other day, it was hilarious.
Pretty clever.
And just to get some extra monsters to do.
Nothing wrong with the Deco Talker.
I don't have a side deck yet because I don't feel it needs a side deck right now. If I think it did, I'll start building it up. But it'd probably be cherries with some double helix to get spirals out of the way.
Yeah. I like it, man. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Any recommendations if anyone's trying to build into a Lunalight deck?
It's very cheap. Pretty much all the cards in the set are either supers or lowers for like the core, not the staples like Fusion Recycling. The highest rarity for the core is Panther. Not that much money. But if you do play it, you want to go second, as I said a lot.
Yeah.
before.
Main base is the OTK.
To go second deck, you run one dark hole just to clear that up, just in case they establish a board. I was thinking about siding in Balance of Judgment because spirals.
Yeah. Spirals are a
But
thing.
yeah, it's a good turn 2 deck. It's a more for fun deck. This is
Alright.
the deck that got me back into the game.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man.
Have a good one.
Don't mind the people in the background. They're just monkeys and ducks and mermaid kings. But anywho, if you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button down below. Also, remember, if you're not a part of the Basta Nation, hit that subscribe button because you know you're bastard in your own way. Catch you later. Deuces. Much love. Bye-bye.